Jason and Shelley, another kind of angle of this, couples do good work. They're, talking through triggers, and then something new happens. Maybe it's the first time they've seen the in-laws in their recovery journey, or maybe it's a new job, a move of cities. Maybe it's having a baby, and suddenly old triggers that we thought we had dealt with are suddenly back with new power. How do you encourage couples to handle those unexpected triggers in new situations?
I actually think you gave me a look of like, uh-oh. You know what? I think this is a little more straightforward than we expect it to be. I think the key, like, because we are aware of at least those scenarios, like, okay, we're going to go spend Christmas or a holiday with the in-laws, or the new baby is coming. Anything new on the horizon, number one, is to be aware of that. And then number two, we call it front loading.
Yeah.
So for them to have preemptive conversations about what's about to happen, and to devise a plan together as to how we're going to handle it, to go into the situation knowing, okay, this is probably going to be a little bit triggering for me.
Yeah.
So let's proactively piece together what are we going to do while we're there, and then we simply, maybe it's not that simple, but implement that when we're together. So it's really more having an expectation in new situations. There probably will be some triggers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for husbands, especially early in the process, that idea that the firsts are the worst. The first time you see the in-law, the first time you go to the kids' basketball game, the first time, the first seem to be the worst, the first anniversary of D-Day, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So we as husbands, there's no reason, some of those things, there's no reason for us to walk in surprised,
Right.
to be caught off guard.
Yeah.
When we can anticipate a lot of those things and get out in front of it with a conversation about how do we need this to go? How do we want this to go? How do we need this to look? So that front loading thing, I think, is a really, really important piece. The other thing I'll say is, and I'm speaking again from a husband's perspective here, the setting our mind at no formula or expectation when there is a surprise.
Way to
I
go.
think
Yeah.
a lot of times we walk into those situations and we kind of have we have a preconceived notion, whether it's conscious or unconscious, of, okay, how's this going to look? And she's not going to raise her voice in the restaurant, right? And this kind of stuff, as opposed to determining within ourselves, hey, this is going to go how it's going to go, and I'm going to show up the best I can show up. And I'm not going to try to contain it. I'm going to try to roll with it. Somehow the Holy Spirit and my spirit will interact, and I'm going to try to show up the best that I can in this, in whatever way she needs.
Yeah, I love that with scenarios that are a given, right? Such as visiting in-laws or baby. Those are somehow what I like to call predictable scenarios, which is kind of like your front loading, right? In a sense of, okay, we know that this is going to bring some external stress. These are factors that will be challenging or unknown to us. And so how do we communicate? Let's come up with a plan so that we can navigate this together as a team, right? And that gives me personally the opportunity to ask myself, what am I going to need in those moments to help myself feel regulated, seen, heard, right? And then vice versa. But then also with those other scenarios that are surprise, right? They're not predictable, but then to also have that mindset of, okay, if and when this happens, I will be okay. And what can I do in those moments? Maybe I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I don't know how I'm going to feel or react or respond, but I can go to these other options in those moments. And then that gives the couple that opportunity to then lean into each other. It's like, oh my goodness, I just feel this way or that way. Would you please, give me a hug or whatever that may be. And so then that just pulls you in as opposed to the other way around, which is the case for a lot of people.
Yeah. And I think it's one of the values of being in a weekly group, like a Pure Desire group, is that question we ask at the end of every group: what is your commitment to change? And that commitment to change to be rooted around what is the greatest threat to your sobriety this week. And you mentioned it, Jason, like the thought that we should be unprepared is really an old way of thinking. It's an addict way of thinking of like, oh my gosh, I'm on a trip and I'm in a hotel room alone. I'd never thought about I might face temptations. Like, you could see that coming a mile away. Or, oh my goodness, we're at my in-laws and they're fighting and I feel triggered. I couldn't see that coming. Like, Dave Ramsey has that joke too about finances. Like, I can't believe Christmas is on December 25th this year and we didn't plan for the gifts. Like, okay, look ahead, like ask those questions. What's going to be a threat? And then make a plan, discuss it with your spouse. And I think too, it's a good point to pull in what you had said earlier, that might be about your sexual addiction recovery, or it might be about the relational recovery, that either one of those are really important to look, what's coming up? How do we navigate it well? Because the idea that we're just going to be totally off guard. I mean, granted, you could maybe get like into a car accident. You can't anticipate you got into an accident and that triggers fear. And so there could be something unexpected, but the vast majority of situations, if you're willing to look ahead and make a plan, you can see it coming and you can live differently, which then becomes that building block of recovery that a couple, they get through a Christmas and there's not a blow up or there's not a relapse. And they're like, oh, that felt a lot better.
Yes.
Like we're doing it. We're making progress. So looking ahead and having a plan can be a significant part of your growth.